Daggerfall welcomes you Nerevar to Damien's Adventure.
What is up, my friends? Welcome back. I am Damien. This is DamiensAdventure, and today we're back in Elder Scrolls. And right before the stream started, I had a sneezing fit. Oh my lord. Talk about sneezing. I sneezed like 3 times in a row. I got tears in my eyes. My nose sounds stuffy now. I sounded completely different just a few minutes ago. So, we've completed the Daggerfall Covenant. We completed the Ebonheart Pact. That leaves the Aldmeri Dominion. But that is not this day. For today, we will complete all of the fishing achievements for, the Daggerfall Covenant, but also Bangkorai. If we can. Who knows? It could be one of those fishing things where you spend 8 hours on it and you don't get the last fish. I've had that happen too. It's coffins. Alright. What we're gonna do is we're gonna fish. I could just sit here and be sad and be like, but we got fishing to do. Although that is relaxing as hell too. If it, you know, I bet I could get away with that. Just do like a 10-hour long stream with just nothing but loot play. I would have to move my character every 10 minutes during that time. But it's totally doable. Where am I going? Oh yeah, well, first off, I need to sell some stuff. Secondly, we need to get to Bangkorai. We're in Wayrest right now. I went back to Wayrest because I wanted to see if you got any extra quests, you know, or anything. And the answer is no. So a couple of things I find fascinating is the achievement for completing each of the original factions. So Ebonheart Pact, or you know, any of the other ones, can apparently be cheesed. And I didn't know this. I don't even know if I should tell people this. But here's something I've learned. Some quests, okay, will have multiple steps where it'll be like, go talk to so-and-so. And then when you drop the quest because it broke, right, it takes you back a step or so. It doesn't always do that. It usually takes you back to the same step. But there are a couple of quests in the game that are finicky, usually in dungeons. So it really wouldn't be worth doing this, right? It would still take almost as long as actually doing. But either that is what happened, or they added in more quests to the game and never changed the achievement. But here's the thing. I've noticed now with Ebonheart Pact, and you can check it on stream, this has happened twice, and with Daggerfall Covenant, that I will ding for having completed all the quests in the Ebonheart Pact. But like, or all the quests in Daggerfall Covenant. But I've still got like 15 or more left, at least. Or 20 or more left. It happened yesterday, and it happened, God, I don't know, probably like 2 weeks ago with Ebonheart Pact. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see if Aldmeri Dominion does it. Let's see here. Bangkorai. Alright, so before I warp, I should probably look up where the fishing holes are. That's kind of important. Also, I need to get some stuff sold as well. You know what? Let's try to find some stuff to buy. I never do that on stream a lot. Let's do this.
Can I help you?
So here's how the auction houses work. Every single guild has its own auction house. That's right. And you can be in 5 or more guilds. I don't remember how many the cap is now. But the idea is that you kind of have your own little microcosm communities, you know? And then there are guilds that are just for trading. That's a thing as well. But the ones that are mainly in it just for the trading, right? And they have like mega size auction houses, where you can find damn near anything. Those usually shell out the extra oomph that it takes to get themselves a guild vendor. And then they placed a guild vendor somewhere. It changes in price depending on availability and everything else and blah, blah, blah. But you can literally have it so that people can come up to you and use it like an auction house. And this is what it is. Their guild is called the Skaven Exchange or Skaven or whatever, right? And here's what they have for sale. Tons of shiz. And there's multiple pages. It goes on and on, you see. But if you don't want to go looking at everything, you can itemize just like you do any other auction house. See, they have bait, which is good. I have tons of bait though and don't need it. Do I have saltwater bait? The worst part is the best way to tell is to actually go to a fishing hole, and there's not one within shouting distance. So,
how may I serve?
I need to remember that they have chubs here. What about food? I want recipes and quality of epic. Food magicka. Oh, here we go. Stamina and magicka and health by 4K. That's actually really good. And it takes a juice. Oh. But I'm not sure where to get the Burbage juice. Do I have any of that? Hold on. I sure do. Let's see if there's anything else. Maybe there will be.
Finest merchandise around.
Nope. So I can't make my normal food, but I can make those. How many of my food do I have? I think I'm good for a minute, though. Yeah, I'm good for a minute. I'm gonna sell these. So I'm good on. Oh yeah, I'm definitely good on food for a minute. Get that counterfeit pardon edict so I can steal shit too. It's a good day. Cloud of gradual, cloud of damage. Okay, poisons. Nope, no more poisons. So potions, good there. And we're gonna definitely use this today. Alright, so we know that one sells that. We're gonna be a lot quicker this time because I'm not gonna have to re-explain it.
You have business here?
Ooh. Yeah, they're all gonna take either the juice or the other. Oh well. Mine sits at... Oh, well. I guess it really wouldn't be worth it, would it? It's like when you can make this, why bother with other stuff? Oh, that reminds me. Maybe I have some points to spend here. And after that, I'm gonna put being ADHD'd out. Nope, no points to spend there yet. But we do have a ton. I need to find an actual vendor. We'll go to the enchanter. Wrong button. Let me know if my audio's okay today, like if the game's too quiet, or if I'm too quiet or too loud. Do let me know. I usually don't know unless y'all tell me. I try to listen in on my phone sometimes. My phone doesn't really give a complete audio profile. It honestly sounds like shit on my phone. But it's because my phone's shitty, not because my stream would sound like shit. Although it can't sound too great, my headset sucks, but I'm making progress towards trying to get a new one.
Don't seem to be making much progress.
Wow. Wow. That's a clipped out moment right there. Like as soon as like I'm making progress, he's like, you're not making much progress. I'm like, wow. But yeah, I ran past the thing.
Good riddance to those mad cultists and their bad man tree.
Yep, the bad man is dead. I need more stamina pots. You wouldn't believe it, but you do a lot of fighting when you're just trying to fish. And it's not the fishing, it's just everything else. Or like, the most tempting shit in the world is fishing next to a dolmen that pops every 5 minutes. You might get like 3 or 4 fish caught and it's like time to go get it again. That shit's pretty fun. Here's the bank. I need to go... Well, I could use the bank, but I'm gonna sell the shit instead and just be done with it. Ah, wait, Mystic.
Sure are a lot.
So I've got a new rule, because everything's 160 now. If it's not part of a set, I sell it. I'm gonna keep that one because I might end up using it at some point. Oh wait, no, I got that one there. Nah. I'm gonna keep that one. I might end up using it. I was selling it because it was duplicate, but then I remembered, oh yeah, I could probably like, you know, just get rid of that. I mean, just keep that, use it. A token of gratitude. Wait, hold on. All right, so we made a good dent. You know what I mean. So we're gonna sell this. These. And if we go to armor, anything that's not boot sells. That goes. That goes. That goes. Chest piece goes. Oh wait, I was just sitting at somebody. Same there. Alright. So we made a bunch of space. So we're good now. Now we can actually go do fishing. Woot! Although I do need to buy some stamina potions. Where would I buy those at? I'll just take my chances and buy them on the road. It's not like I'm not gonna run into people. Now to look up the map for fishing right fast. Nice, I have the map. Okay, it's literally all in, it's all in like a crescent, you know, because the water, Bangkorai, but like, do I want to do lake fishing first is the question. I guess I could do lake fishing, so, okay, what I'm gonna do is, work here, right, and then I could do lake and river along here, but there's a lot of river stuff here as well, and there's a ton of lake down here, so we're going to start with lake. We'll go here. Keep pressing the wrong button. Oh hell, this is gonna be fun fishing here, isn't it? This is already starting to be a very lovely excursion. Get up, die! Go! Okay. I I got that OG mechanical keyboard, you know what I'm saying? Also, it's one of the only ways for like a true left-handed player to play, because most keyboards only, even ones that advertise having extra clicks, usually aren't wired to have the numpad area do the same thing. So that's usually like the WASD area and stuff like that. And the number keys, maybe even a shift key, you know, like that kind of a thing. But with mechanical keyboards, you can have, if they're apparently, I don't know shit about keyboards, right? But from what I understand, it's easier to make the board have more like click registration, so you can use the numpad and not have to worry about keys locking out. If I didn't have that keyboard, I wouldn't be able to talk to y'all while playing this right now. I might as well be a damn vampire. I feed on everybody. Alright, let's see what kind of bait I need. I have saltwater, river, fowl, and lake. I think we'll be okay for today, honestly. I think I may not need bait. Let's use minnows. Here we go, chat. Moment of truth. Oh, you know what? I'm not using the right food. Epic fail. And my character cheers. Alright, let's see. Where's my stuff? Yeah, this stuff. I didn't know this shit existed because I had never...
Throw dice for gold. Interested?
What is it? Oh, they're wanting to play dice for gold. I'm hiding next to a bandit camp fishing. But it's one of those things where...
I never tell the truth to those unworthy of it.
It's one of those things where, I don't know much about fishing, but I've got all the achievements, and I actually got I'm gonna say world first. I can't really confirm it, but when I got it, it wasn't possible to get the achievement yet, because it wasn't in the game. And I didn't cheat, didn't hack. Me and GM, I've been writing back and forth. I was reporting about a bug with fishing, and that there were certain fish that we couldn't get. And I found one, and I want to say it was stone falls. Oh, cool, we got a gar. But I wanted to say it was stone falls. I could be, yeah, I think it was stone falls. And what had happened is one of the fish wouldn't show, and we had gone through like 1,000 bait on this one area trying to get, you know, on every single fishing hole that looked like it, even fishing holes that didn't look like it, different types. We just wanted to make sure that we did everything we could to try to fish this fish before we reported to a GM. So we had like a really good set of, you know, things to give them and everything else. And I was like, hey, can like, is the achievement broken? They said, well, if it's broken and not in the game yet, I won't be able to spawn it in. I said, okay. And what had happened was we discovered a bug where it was broken and they didn't know about it, and they ended up fixing it. So what had happened is they discovered that around the time, no, they didn't tell me this, but they were like really helpful, and they came back to get more information a couple of times. So they were probably serious about it. But it was a thing where they put it in my mailbox, and when I touched it and it went in my inventory, it goes badoosh. And it gives me the achievement for fishing in that zone. And It was funny because I think it was like 3 weeks later when it popped up in an update, or a month later. So I had at least 3 weeks on probably 99% of people playing, if not the first. That's about my only crowning achievement, besides I was here during the test, the closed beta. But other than that, I was gone for like a good 6-7 years. It's much improved since back in the day. That's for damn sure. I can say that with absolute, you know, clarity. Let's see here, chat. Where am I going? I don't want to swim across the lake, because to do so would be bad. Slaughterfish are everywhere, chat. They will find you, and they will eat you. They will maul you, no matter where you're at. If you go into deep water, that's how this game handles, you know, dead zone areas of water. Is if you go out there, they'll eat you alive. And it's actually terrifying because you won't expect it. You'll be like, ah! Your health will be going up hella quick. I'm like looking, but I'm not seeing any fishing areas. Can't go. I don't think you can go this way because this becomes river. Yeah, that becomes river. So we need to keep following it around. Got one. Next is the skeevers, of course. Hey, this gives me a chance to try out this other move I was looking into, yeah? So, for siphoning, because I want to get rid of my siphoning move, my strife move, right? So I'm thinking about using this one, which imbues your weapons with soul-stealing power, but what I'm worried about is I can't use it with poisons. If that's the case, that would be bad, so what we're going to do is try it and see. Oh, it stacks! Okay, yeah, that is definitely enough. Because I don't really use that for regen that much anymore. But this makes it great, because I get a lot of stat stuff back for every hit. Alright, back to lake fishing. I apparently can't trigger it. There we go. There we go. Oosh. We got it. That dolmen is down. Another one will open shortly. So the way that works is anchor change will keep popping over and over again. That's not how it works in the actual storyline, but that's how it works in reality. So there's like 3 usually are in a zone, sometimes more. But every time one drops, the next one in the line pops, right? So move over here so I can actually see the lake hole. Why is it so hard to target this lake hole? Jesus. There we go. But basically, when that one pops, another one down this way or down that way will pop, and so on and so forth until it comes back to this one. On days when people are farming, you will find a shitload of people going back and forth between all the dolmens. That's 2, chat. I wonder how many more we need. Let's find out here. We're gonna go to our achievements. We're gonna go to exploration, fishing, Bangkorai. We need 2 more. I promise it's usually not so hard to target nodes of fishing. Just this one was kind of buggy, I guess, for whatever reason. Oh shit, they're reeling in. I thought it was me. Gets me every time. Let's see here. Will we make it to the end? I think we will. There we go. Also, the more people fishing in your fishing hole, the better. This game's finally solved the bullshit with MMOs from people fishing the fishing node. They finally solved it, and they did it really well. So the way this works is, every time another person comes around, you get a 5% bonus to catch, or I'm sorry, 5% increased chance to catch rare fish. So the more people that come around, the better it gets, up to 25. Okay. Now here's the catch. If you are using food, you have and provide a 10% bonus to everyone. If they have food, then they provide a 10% bonus to everyone. So right now, we could be getting a 20% chance of catching rare fish. So that's still 1 in 5. I got another gar. Let's see, chat. What are we gonna catch this time? This is like the ultimate gacha experience because like I don't know what it's gonna be, but I just keep on pulling that damn lever. Paddlefish, nice. I think we need to get a bluefish now. What is it gonna be? Let's see. Another paddlefish. Yeah, I think they just ate their food, chat, and that's why we're catching all these good fish now. True. I've been telling everybody. I'm like, you gotta get this food. It's the shit. Aw, next hole. So there are lake holes all the way up until the crown up here. And I see a fishing spot. And another one after it. Nice. Or I think that's another one, I can't tell. This is definitely a lake fishing hole. You can usually tell by the way the water's acting. Even though it's clearly a river or creek there. Rapids, whatever you want to call it. They'll probably call it classified as river. Another paddlefish. This game is just so damn lovely. Oh, hell? They haven't seen it yet. They haven't seen it, so it's good. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Yeah, go for it. Ah ha ha ha. Always look behind, chat. You know what I need? I need one of those little trackball, like the rollerball things that people use in film the cinema, and then I can just be like, well, hold on, let me put the fishing back in the water. I think I feel like fishing in Tamriel, a nature dog. It's awesome. Alright, let's see. I'm looking around for the next hole. Do not see. See, I thought that was one over there, but I guess that is not. That being said, doesn't mean there's not one around the corner. Where is this next one? The next one's actually far south. It's down on the tip. Maybe by that rock. Let's see. Oh, this is gonna suck. Forgot to use the new move. I gotta get used to it. But you know what? I look forward to trying it out. I guarantee you, if they don't show up here soon, I'll probably have to do it again. All these different vistas, it's amazing. Let me see here. I'm like looking at my phone. Ooh, we got a green pile of kelp. That's a decoration that can be used in your house or in your like apartment room. They actually exist. I've got one at the Ebony Flask Inn. I can't really go into detail about that place. It's a bit shady. But if you play this game, definitely definitely go by there. I wonder how long it's going to take me for me to complete lake fishing. Oh, because they caught it. They have a bat pet. Let's see. So what are some other, I don't know, like RPGs, MMOs, adventure games, anything like that that have really cool fishing games attached to it? I would say what are some cool fishing games, but obviously fishing games would have their own systems and complexity. But like, you know, just random fishing things. I remember there was some kind of fishing mini game with one of the Legend of Zelda games, like way back in the day for Game Boy, I want to say. It was kind of cool. But you had to play it like a craft load in order to get this one unlocked. I did it though. I think it was like a heart container or some shit. It's been so long I wouldn't know. Nailed it. We need one more. It's called a lake snapper. Ah, bummer. Here we go, chat. A lake fishing hole. You can even hear the Nern root. Oh yeah, they just need the scaly lungfish. We get so many people fishing. Just hanging with my cat, fishing. I used to do shit like this when I was younger too. Except I would actually go fish. Nope. New hole. Alright, shit's burning. Alright, let's see here. Where's the next one? Ah, that's why. Because other people are fishing too. So we now might have up to a 30% chance of getting rare fish. This is pretty cool. Oh shit. I have a feeling. I have a feeling it's going to be this way. Because see, they were going the opposite direction we were. And we met here. Which means we need to backtrack to the other end of the lake. And then that's where they'll be spawning first. Coming toward us, actually. So hopefully soon. If not, there's a whole southern region with a shit ton of them. Alright, fishing holes. Lots of dead, no fishing holes. That's not encouraging. And this spot hasn't popped either. Wait, is that? It is. It totally friggin' is. It's a fishing hole. Alright, you see, us Dunmer, we're damn near fireproof. I'm like literally standing in the flames. Alright, so we got a gar. I know I've gotten that one before. If I'm lucky, this will only take about 3 or 4 hours to do the whole zone. Sometimes even quicker. It all depends. Sometimes you get like a weird thing like this where the green fish is the hardest. This one particular green fish is the hardest whenever. What's up, Dark? Hey, I think you did. You probably did. I did. I played last night for a little bit. I was so like tired. I had just streamed for like almost, no, it was like 10 hours. And played through an entire zone in Elder Scrolls Online, and I was like, you know, I'm gonna play some Quake, but I was just getting my ass handed to me. And I went and tried to make a room for random stuff, like a randomized weapon, CTF, no one joined. And then I did a co-op, but I learned that the game can break. Hopefully they fix this bug. But it, oh shit. Hold on. Ah, wrong button. Shit. Yeah, we took care of that. But yeah, so I learned that the new way to play. Yeah, it was a long stream. Not my longest, but it was definitely long. But the thing about Quake, right? So if you're using the compass, which is like the new way to play it, is to just rush it, just bum rush the shit out of the game with using the compass, constantly popping it off. It kind of has that Doom vibe at that point, the newer Doom games. So the compass is rocking out, but I've noticed that if at any point in time someone leaves, well, like right after they zone out, right? It can create a situation where the compass will point you towards the entrance so that you'll get stuck where it keeps pointing you to go back through a door. So each time you go through the door, it tells you to go back through the door. And it doesn't fix. Yeah, it was really kind of shit because it broke my run, and it's like, damn. Because it was a nightmare run, so without the compass, I'll be honest, I couldn't beat. But I've been thinking about doing the Iron Man match. Not really an Iron Man mode. Like I'm not trying to, you know, do a hardcore. But what I want to do is set a group, right? Get to I don't know, let's see, Nightmare, maybe infinite ammo, or not infinite ammo. And then just run the whole game with a team. That's what I want to do. But the problem is so far, the couple of times I've tried to do it, it tends to break down on map 3 or 4 with all the entrances and exits. When the levels are linear starting off, it's not so bad. But not everyone even knows about the compass thing yet. So you get a lot of people going back through the entrance and then getting stuck. So what happened last night, I was about 20 minutes into beating map 4. Or map 3 or map 4, whatever the mines are. And had gone through, gotten all the different modules and everything else, and then somebody backtracked us. And when that happened, it reset the whole damn thing, and we had to go back through all the other zones. So it is kind of buggy, but it's definitely a much better experience. So check this out. A few months ago, I played Quake 2, the previous version. It was bad. It was very bad. It was so bad. So I don't know, I literally titled it, I'm like, this is the worst version of Quake 2 I've ever played. Oh, like, I think it would have been better on Steam Deck or something. But the way it was is you could have widescreen, and of course everybody knows about the font thing where it was like very microscopic on the screen. But it's hard to know it's hard to play the game when your left and right screen has a different movement speed than your up and down. So what it was is when they set the controls for the game, it was in a square format and not a rectangular format for, like, you know, 16 by 9 and stuff like that. So your left and right movement was very slow. And you couldn't fix one without fixing the other, so on and so forth, unless you went in the config. And you couldn't mess with the config if you had the Game Pass version. So I was like, Jesus. I miss my old DOS copy though. Nice. Oh yeah, the multiplayer is really good. I want to see custom maps brought into it. From what I understand, you can. Especially with Steam version. Or the GOG version. And they put it in the thing that it supports up to 32 players. It supports dedicated servers, just like it used to. So basically, if you just take this copy of Quake and throw all your mods in there, it should work. Oh, not only that, it didn't have music. It didn't have music because they lost the license for it, but they got it back. I remember laughing about it because it was like, how hard would it be to go and get the license back from Sonic Mayhem? I mean, Sonic Mayhem's literally like a music producer. Like, so in modern day times, Sonic Mayhem is basically a music producer that you would find on like YouTube or like, you know, they do stuff in the industry, but mainly just like a YouTuber or something like that kind of thing. So I'm sitting there thinking to myself, I'm like, dude is very open. Like, why couldn't they get the license for that? And apparently they did, which was good. See, that's true. Well, the main thing about the add-on thing is it probably has a lot to do with Quake's engine. So Quake loads everything as you join. So everything has to be hosted server side, right? So if the server side, this is how at least it ran for decades, is the host would have their game modded to hell and back, right? And when you join the server, it would download all the maps while you're downloading. You actually see this in the command menu. And what would happen is after it got done loading or downloading, it would launch the server and you'd be good. Unreal Tournament, I think back in the day, did this too. But due to that, it probably wouldn't work to have a mod menu unless you're like a server runner. But I'm waiting for like the OG games to come back, like the Headhunter mod. So I don't know if you ever got to play Headhunter, like on Quake 1 or Quake 2 back in the day. Basically, you run around and you get frags, right? For every frag that you get, when you give them, their head basically becomes a drop that you pick up, and it floats around you, and you can gather as many as you want, and then take them back to like your base or a central base, depending on the mode, and then you would score points. But other people can take you out and gather up those heads and your head, and then do the same thing. But that was one of the very first mods that came out for a Quake game. It was fun as hell. Very, very simple game, but very fun. I want to see the Team Fortress mod come back, but they won't do that. They'll never do that. Now, the modders might. But it's important to note that the first Team Fortress game was a mod group for Quake. And then, so it was a mod on Quake, and then it became like TF2 was like the Gary's mod version. Oh yeah, no problem with that. I feel you. With man, Unreal was so good. Like, so okay, the new games don't, they didn't really hold a candle to it. I wish they did, but they just didn't. So okay, everything that you ever thought about or could conceptualize happening in a Quake game, Unreal did it, and they did it better. But only during Unreal 99. So UT 99, Unreal Tournament 99, Game of the Year edition was the most moddable thing until Gary's mod came around, and it was freaking amazing. It was great because like most of the people who modded for that group went on to make their own games and work in other industries. It's just crazy. Because they got experience on the original Unreal Engine, and then they were like hireable. But you were basically in for like a friggin' treat every time you joined a different server, because each different community server would be modded to hell and back with different stuff. The closest thing I can say, actually, yeah, I can say give it a good comparison. So do you know the Fortnite creator islands, right? So that basically, if you join a creator island, it's a completely unique thing and can be modded all to hell and back and everything else. Their own unique creation. That is basically what it was like joining servers for Unreal Tournament. You never knew what you were in for unless you read the description, and they didn't always list everything. And it had mutators, kind of like Left 4 Dead 2 has mutators for different modes. Oh, I'm with you. They tried it though with Quake Champions, but they didn't really do much with it. They didn't make it really openly moddable, so Quake Champions just became like basic shit, which was great, but I wanted to see what would happen if the Quake Champions stuff was able to be modded to hell and back. It'd be cool. Yeah, Fortnite, it kind of ruined it. Honestly, it ruined the whole thing. But it did birth a whole generation of other people playing battle royale games, which is kind of cool, I guess. But I feel like if we were to get an Unreal Tournament battle royale, it would probably play out something like Warzone. Or like a Battlefield game. Just because they were moving towards the squad games, which, if you've ever played a game like Payday, where you're very objective oriented on how you're going to beat the game and the level, right? Like you got to get to this, get past this, then get out through here, and then get all the loot out to here. Infiltration, or I think is what they called it, something like that. Basically, you had to sack a fort, and then the other team had to defend the fort. So basically, it was almost like they were beta concept version of like very early Battlefield like games where you're playing like Rush and you gotta hold the objectives and then fall back and all that stuff. Yeah, I wasn't a fan of the free-to-play model either. But my favorite thing about Quake Champions was the BT bits. I still remember that to this day. Alright, so this lake isn't really yielding me a lot of results that I need. So what I'm going to do is move to the southern one, because there's two huge lakes in the game. I'm also going to swim across the lake in an attempt to attract slaughterfish. We'll see what happens. Maybe I'll be okay because it's just a lake, right? I'm so scared right now, chat. I'm so scared. You have no idea when the slaughterfish come for you, it's terrible. But I think we'll be okay because we've already reached a halfway point. Oh, that's so scary. Oh, I'm with you. When games get so I can't. Okay, so first off, my whole thing is like I can't believe that games disappear, right? And they don't sell a different version of the game. Like, let's say they're completely abandoned, right? Kind of like how Xbox did Dark Odyssey. Or Lost Odyssey, sorry. The thing is, at that point, if you were to go and download that game from someplace and play it, you would still technically be breaking the law. And I find that to be absolutely stupid. Because it's not like you can buy the game anymore. You know what I mean? And stuff like that drives me insane. I wish they would, like, you know, just not, or at least re-release the game so people can buy it. But that happens to so many games. So yeah, a lot of people did actually. So if you have the game for free, allow me to explain. The last month of me playing this thing, right, started the week that happened. And I've been playing it for a month, way too much. But I can tell you this, I still have another 35% of the game to go through before I beat the original content that came with launch. You should have Morrowind, I believe, as well, which is an additional thing entirely after you beat the game. You can go do that. So, shit, like you're looking at a lot of content. But it's neat to know because you can do that all for free. You don't have to pay anything anymore with that. That's why I recommend this game. I'm just gonna warp down here. Was it here or here? Let me check my thing at here. Oh, it's this whole complex. Okay. On it. So we need one more type of lake fish. I'm telling you, there definitely needs to be new laws on that. Shit, there's alligators. So I'm a very basic ass, boring build combat-wise. And I just double press my buttons. I very much like that move. Oh, this is a boss fight. And a lot of people camping it. Oh my, I think the person who tagged it... Oh no, it just knows the group's here, so it's taking forever to take down. There are world boss fights that just pop up every 5-10 minutes. Yeah, I'm gonna get loot for this too. Nice. So I'll tell you one of the best things about this game, right, is that you don't have to play with anyone. It's so good. It's an MMO, but it's not. It's kind of cool. Now you end up running into thousands of people, and it's a great time. But even if you play it solo, even if you don't like do anything superficial and stuff like that, it's still great. Plus there's a matcher thing for dungeons and shit, so that's good too. But if you don't no, that's cool. I do that all the time when I'm chatting. I'm like, shit. But check it. One of the best things about this, right? Oh, I'm gonna get over here so I don't get booped by the boss respawning. But one of the best things about this game, at least for me, is this. You can literally just play loot. Oh, let's see. Wrong button. There's also a flute. Oh yeah, so free to play, you can do everything in the game. For the most part. I mean, so I will say this. There's one catch, and you will feel it. So here's the catch, okay? There are thousands of crafting materials in this game. Thousands, especially for cooking, right? And you only have, when you start off, like 60 something storage, okay? Now, if you're an ESO Plus member, you have an infinite storage space for all of your crafting materials. And let me tell you, this would all be in my bag if I wasn't. But you know what? It's cool because it's not the worst. But I can tell you this much: you can actually go in Right, I was gonna say, so technically it's not for free unless you got it from like Epic or something like that. But the cool thing is like you can go in and buy, like, let's say you bought the Necrom collection. Not the deluxe, but just a regular Necrom collection. It was on sale for $38 at one, not $30, but something like that at one point. If you got the Necrom collection, it came with all the previous expansions, and a bunch of the DLCs and stuff like that. So basically, if you would have bought the Necrom collection, you wouldn't have to buy really anything else in the game, nor have a monthly sub. Now, you wouldn't have that infinite storage thing I was telling you about, but for all intents and purposes, you would have the entirety of the game unlocked at your whimsy, and you wouldn't have to pay a sub if you didn't want to. But as it stands now, just the base game is some of the best shit that I've played in a long time. I'm not gonna lie. As far as MMOs go, it's refreshing to have like a storyline driven kind of, you go through the zone and do what you want to do kind of thing. But everything's thematic and kind of carries on. It's kind of neat. There's 3 different factions that you can join. One is very much rooted in the old games. One is very much rooted in the hella old versions of the Elder Scrolls. And one is kind of new, if that makes sense, to being played by the user. The Ebonheart Pact is basically the all the factions more or less from not really Oblivion, but yeah, I guess because Imperials can play everywhere. So all the things that you would find in either Skyrim or Morrowind game, maybe even the Oblivion game, would be present in the Ebonheart Pact. The Daggerfall Covenant, here, I'll show you on the map, actually, it's kind of cool. It's the only one you get to play all of Tamriel. So check this out. This is Tamriel, minus all the icons, so ignore those. And this is the region of the Ebonheart Pact, right? Which is more. See, this is Morrowind the game, but Morrowind the zone was actually this big, right? So you get to see the other part of Morrowind in this game. This is the Skyrim region right here, this area. So you get to go to Windhelm, all sort of cool shit like that. Where is it at? Riften, bunch of cool stuff. The Daggerfall Covenant is all the zones from the original Daggerfall game. Like, it was Elder Scrolls 2 Daggerfall. It was ancient compared to current times. And it very much looked like Doom 2. Oh, a kitty? Yeah. I have a little kitty minion. He's small. Let me see if I can find a bigger version of it here. Well, it's fun combat. That's domestic. The Apusian Rider Cat. I named it Naming Way because that's the name of my actual cat in real life. I'm lame. But I can get all sort of cool pets. Oh, and the mounts in this game are crazy. But you can also get a bunch of pets from not buying things, right? Like, this is the one from being in the beta. This is the one from doing a quest. Another quest. This one's another quest. This one was a quest as well. But you can get moss, passion, dancer, blossom. I don't know what that's about, but yeah. You can get a little dragon. Oh, the dragon is cool as hell. Emotes. But you also get cool relics. This one's my favorite. The questionable meat sack. There's a lot of meat in here. You can actually use it and it gives you mystery meat, which does random effects or something like that. That's what it used to do. I forgot what it does now. Different costumes. Like right now I'm using the Metamarco costume. My actual look looks like this. That's what my current gear looks like. And I thought it looked silly, so I was like, I'm gonna put this on. And then I was like, yeah, look badass, okay. I know, right? It's funny too because a lot of people are yelling at Baldur's Gate 3 for that shit right now. And I'm like, have y'all ever played the Elder Scrolls games? Ooh, I'm standing next to bad guys. I gotta hurry. Oh wait, no, they're good guys. I forgot, this is after the fight. Before the fight, these would have been bad guys, but we roughed them all up.
Did you hear that someone purged the corruption from the weird tree?
Yeah, I did that. I purged that corruption. I should be able to take this because we kicked you out of the city. The Imperials were here. What do I want to do now, though? I'll probably just go to... I guess this corner up here, and then walk my way through. So, I've been playing most of this on stream, right? And I've gotten the second out of all 3 of the factions complete. And the only thing left to do in this faction is to get all the fishing achievements. And I've been kind of going around behind as I complete a couple of areas, you know? So now I just gotta fish, but man, there's just no fishing holes today, like I can't win. There we go. So fishing is actually kind of lucrative. You can fish and get a whole bunch of useless ass fish. And then when you go to process them for cooking, you can get this rare thing called Perfect Roe, and they're worth like 50 to 80k a pop or some shit like that. I haven't checked recently, but I remember them being stupidly overpriced. Right? Same thing with the whole full game thing. Like, it's amazing. When this game came out, not only was it a full game, but they gave me 3 different faction storylines and then worked the storyline through like basically a dragon break of sorts, which kinda, not really, but kinda. And allows you to go and play the other 2 factions, right? So basically you get 3 different Elder Scrolls games more or less in one, and it's just like, holy shit. And each zone takes 16 hours to complete. I can, roughly 16 hours. So I don't know what's happened here. Apparently, 2 NPC Lamia came across a spider, and they're fighting the spider. I don't know why, but they definitely are fighting each other. But because they're out of combat, they're not losing HP. This is interesting. Or no, the spider's not losing HP. Now this is definitely interesting. We're literally witnessing a glitch in a matrix right now. I'm just over here fishing. The spider's got god mode or something. It's like not even really taking hits. Let's see here. There's the late snapper. Okay, so I see what's happening, and this is great. This is worth documenting right here. So they can't kill each other, but they can kill their summons. Right? So if the spider, I would bet that if the spider had a summon, they could probably get it. Well, no, because see, now they're hurting as well. Yeah, it seems like their out of combat regen doesn't apply to their summons, so they can fight the summons, but they can't fight each other. Right? It's great. Oh, hell no! What the hell is happening? Oh, now I'm in combat. It's on now. I guess this bug was the problem. They just reset. If anything, it'll attract fish. That was a pretty cool bug. I wonder how far they would have gone on the map if they were left to do that. It's true. It's amazing how different this biome is compared to the northern part of the zone. I thought about titling, when I was doing a playthrough, I thought about titling this place. It could be like, Bangkorai. It's basically Oregon. Like, literally one half the zone is desert, the other half is forest. Oh no, you're cool. I have like a 15-second delay, I think. Like a 10 or 15-second delay. I thought about adding in timestamps, but they didn't work like I wanted them to. They just show like your time zone. They don't show like where you're at in the video. Oh, somebody's come through here, but they didn't fish the fishing hole, which is good. So I just need one fish from this zone. So there's 3 different types of fishing holes in this zone. And so there's lake, river, and saltwater. And so far I have 3 out of the 4 fish in the lake that I need. I've had some of these take hours, and then the next one is just like, boop, and it's fixed. Like you'll get all of them in like 10 minutes, and you'll be like, why couldn't I have gotten that with the other ones? But in foul water, you can catch slaughterfish. I think it's either foul water or river water. Those are the ones I have all over the thumbnail. Oh, they're back fighting the boss again. I could go over there and get XP and loot and everything again, but I just want to catch this fish. Then I can be like, yay, next. Oh, hell no. See, this is why I like alligators more than crocodiles. Alligators will leave you alone, or maybe they'll come say hello. But unless they're guarding a nest, they tend to leave you be. Now, crocodiles, on the other hand, they're just meat. And there are hundreds of mounts in this game. And while most of them are store-bought, it's only because of the sheer number. There's still a bunch of them you can get in the game too. but you can also get the ones from the expansions as well. And they had a whole like event for a while where you could get a bunch of like event currency and then save it up to get, you know, like event mounts and stuff like that. Okay, everything but what I need. Oh, I got it. Alright, next to water. And we're next to a way shrine too? Hell yeah. Okay, so I'm checking the phone. Oop, my bone slid. So let me see here. It looks like rivers will be to the north of the shed, but that would be a waste of time because you want to go north. Well, no. 2, 4, 6, 7 spawns on the river to the north of the lake. Okay. So we're not getting away from the desert climate quite yet, because we're going to be going up through here. Apparently here onward is where the lake starts. Oh yeah, I can't get there from there. Well, back to the way shrine. So this is actually a mini dungeon. You go through it to get through that pass, and it's a very unique design too. It's the only one like it. I'm getting mauled by crocodiles. Damn these things. Hey, I leveled up though. No complaints. Alright, so now we're gonna head to the east. And here's a lake. Or a river, I should say, not a lake. This place is so cool. And the sound is great. That's the whole thing that I like about it is like it sounds really, really, really nice. Oop, wrong bait. Let me use some shads. I couldn't even begin to tell you what the different baits do. Maybe they add a small percentage to getting, you know, better fish or something. But I know that you just want the right category of bait, and then you're good. Salmon. You can even catch rare different types. There's a green one, a blue one, and a purple one. I think maybe even a gold one, but salmon and trout and quote-unquote fish. They are furniture pieces that you can hang on your wall or put on like a shelf or something. You can fish those up, as well as cool carpet floor mats that are green kelp. Or something like that. But housing in this game is, how do I put this? Effing nuts. That is the best way to put it. I I mean, housing in Final Fantasy 14 was fun back in the day, but and don't get me wrong, I'm still about it. But like, I don't even know how to. Oh, we got a rare one, Panga. But with housing in this game, it's like, have you ever wanted an entire evil lair dungeon that pretty much takes up like a whole corner of the map? Oh, now you can. Have you ever wanted a ship that could go to different ports in the game? And you could just live aboard the ship? Now you can. It's the never-ending possibilities. They definitely go for it. Oh, have you ever wanted to live under the sea? Now you can. A big lava-filled cave? Now you can. You can even get a house in the Daedric realm, so that you can overlook like the Daedric realm and all of its craziness. Yay, we've got more fishers. Oh, yeah, that's the best. It's a perfect day for it, at least here. It's like way colder than usual. And it's cloudy now. It may even rain. That was cool. So what they have to do here while they're killing all these bears is they have to infuse the bear's spirit with the, I guess, like totem altar things that are carved on each of these rock areas over here. So they basically take the bears back to it, kill them, and their spirits go in the thing and glow. Hey, we got 2 out of the 4 that we needed. It looks like they're fishing on a hole out there. I'm like looking for another one. I think I found one though. Yeah, I did. Damn, that guy just AoE'd the shit out of that group. It's true, that's what that guy did. They gathered up a ton of bears and booped them over there. He's looking at it. Is he gonna get it? If he's not gonna get it, I'm definitely getting it. I'm getting it. I love how my character ran to the chest screaming, yeah! The whole way. Oh, that's so good. I'm telling you. If it wouldn't take away from the quest givers, I would definitely do that. This guy's, I don't know if you've ever seen like Merlwood from Final Fantasy 14, but the guy's got like the Admiral coat like Merlwood. Absolutely. That's the one that we were at before too. Alright, let's see. Looking down this way, I don't see anything popping though. You're looking for this little kind of splash pattern. Like you can see it probably out to there. but just as you'd expect, it's really kind of hard to see. But hey, when you're fishing, you have all the time in the world to look at stuff, almost like binoculars. I feel like this is gonna go like the last fishing hole. Or the last fishing type, you know, when we're doing the lake one. Where the first two I got really early on, but then the other two took forever. And by the way, it's either 5 to 10% boost of catching, or chance of catching rare fish for every person here. That's 3. We now have 3, I think. Shit. They pulled and I thought it was mine. I gotta watch the pole, not the line. Oh, they got the last one of that. Oh, nice. We have 2 different holes here. So you see all these things floating right now? All these little lightning bugs? These torch bugs provide 1 to 2 insect parts per one that you catch. Holy shit. But basically, they're used as bait for fishing. So I could go through here and gather up all these torch bugs and rejuvenate all the bait that I would need for fishing. So if you go with 2-handed weapons, there is a fishing pole-like weapon, I believe. I know there's also a fork and a knife as well. There's also a cheese knife, but that's very story specific. It's a Sheogorath thing. The Sheogorath is the god of chaos, technically. He kind of changes people every century or so. Scorpion. Oh, speaking of that, so when I was in the Alakir Desert during my last fishing stream a few days ago, there were scorpions that are very rare in that zone. You would think there'd be more being in the desert, but the scorpions are about as rare as they actually are in real life. And I kept getting zapped by this one scorpion. Like, it was driving me insane. Like, I would cast my line and just be like, that. And I'd be like, shit, I just cast my line. It's good times. It really looks like they have a really cool build. The only thing that I worry about, oh wow, they're able to shrink the health pools down and everything. Nice. Whatever build that is, that's pretty cool, but I bet they can't take getting hit for shit. So I'm a single target assassin build. It's really hard to do AoE. But I have a really good one when I do pop it. The thing is I'm designed to do one thing in this game, and what it is like, if there's a dungeon, like a dungeon, let's say the dungeon's like really long, there's gonna be like hundreds of mobs and everything else. So let's say it's a delve, which is just your standard run-of-the-mill dungeon that you come across. There'll be a sky shard, which gets you skill points, and there's going to be a boss fight, and maybe a quest pickup on the way, like an item that you find and say, I should take this to someone in town. So what I'll do is literally just hit sprint mode and blow past everyone. Get to all the locations that I need, and then AoE stun and drain everyone in a big group when they all stack up, and it's the craziest shit. But it's cool, because if I wanted to actually fight everything out without doing it this way, it'd be really hard. But the way that this is built, it feels so good. Because you'll take on like 20 things and be like, haha. Ooh, I think I got it. Did I get it? Holy shit, Chad, I got it. So now we just need salt water. Now, where is the thing at though? Oh, here it is. Is it on the other side of this hill though? Let's see what happens. Oh yeah, let's do this weird, creepy, moving vine thing. Okay, so according to the map, there are absolutely thousands of places we could fish, and they're all along the shores, here and here. So what I'm gonna do is start I'll start here, even though there's nothing till we get down here. I think, hold on, it'll be here is where they start, but I'm gonna start up here because it's just along the road. It's true. Oh, I was laughing so hard the other day because I fished a dab up and I was like, dab's on deck! Let me see. Although all this has all been the same zone, by the way. The desert, the forest, the lake, the ship in the water, all this crazy shit. This has all just been one zone. There's like 48 or something like that zones in the game now. It's amazing. Okay, so it's gonna be down here past this tree that they all start. Also, my horse isn't the fastest because I've put pacts on it. You can build your horse to be, you know, insane, right? But you can only do like one a day. It can go up to, I think, like 270 points. So you'd have to play for 270 days to get it maxed out. But the thing is my horse, the first thing I've been leveling up in it is storage. So since I've been playing this thing for like a month or two now, I have an extra bunch of storage. So my horse goes a little bit faster than I can sprint, but because of that, my bag is like 35 to 40% bigger. No, and it swims / doesn't swim. Like when it's in shallow water, it just hangs out underwater and cleans itself and acts like it's above water. It's pretty funny. Just chilling, drinking some water, you know, chilling, watching some frogs. Or actually, I can hear the frogs, but I don't see any. Oop, wrong bait. So we need salt water. Where's that? Yeah. So we have 4 fish left in this zone. And then, I'll be honest with you, I thought this would take 8 hours. It has. Some of these zones take forever, and this one can still take an hour or two. Ooh, one of the dolmens blew up over there. If this doesn't take too long, I may try to do another Quake stream. We'll see. My whole thing is I don't know, like sometimes I'll do streams in the evening, right? And no one watches. and then other times I'll do streams in the evening, and then everyone watches. So it depends. I haven't tried playing Quake in the evening yet. It'll be interesting. I don't necessarily play for views though. I just play what I like to play, and I stream it when I play it. That's always been my secret. But it's pretty cool though. I've been building up my channel. Trying to get bigger, you know. If we hit 500 subs, then I can do cool stuff like member stuff and like super chat stuff and you know, more stream-like things. But I gotta get there first. Oh, we got more people fishing. That's always good. That guy literally just blew a horn. Ooh, I gotta quit yawning. It sounds like I'm tired. Sweet, that's one of them. We have a SWI. Yeah, well, so it's kind of like so I guess you could say I'm like a VTuber slash not a VTuber. Like it's kind of like I mainly just play a shit ton of games and then I'll use my avatar for everything. So I guess in a way, but since I'm not like you know, doing the huge debut thing and getting a whole bunch of rigging done and model work done, I don't necessarily think of myself as necessarily one or the other, right? But I mean technically in a way. But yeah, I've been doing this since May, I think May. But before it was just me streaming off camera. So in a way, it's like kind of like more of an avatar thing, but in some aspects more of a VTuber thing. Most of it is just limited by my computer itself being old, but I'm getting ready to replace it, so like that's win-win. My goal is to when I upgrade my PC, my goal is to swap over to using like VC base for all my stuff, or just something similar, you know. And then I can do the thing where I'm constantly bombarded by donation things and other stuff like that. Like, you know, like when you can be like throw stuff at the VTuber kind of thing. I find it to be the funniest shit ever. And I wanted to turn it on, but then I realized that my computer is too old to use it, and I was sad. But true story, I did a short video a couple months back of my computer, because a lot of people are like, oh, I'll never be a cool streamer like you, I don't have a great computer. I'm like, nor do I. The parts I think were made and sold in like the 2014-2015 time frame. So like, yeah, it's that old. It's literally got me playing all the games that people talk about being graphic intensive, and I'm playing them on like, you know, medium settings and shit, but it still looks really awesome. I was playing Final Fantasy XIV with every single possible effect turned on, so it looked like I was in the middle of a raving light show. And then it showed me doing shit, what was the other game? Kerbal Space Program, I think, because I got it for free in the Epic Games Store. All sorts of silly stuff. what's silly though is because my stuff is so old, I run into weird graphical hitches. Like if I'm standing near this kind of water, just standing still, it's fine. But if this water was moving, it'll lag the living shit out of me for no reason. And yes, I know more physics and stuff like that, but it doesn't matter what game it's in, it's just that effect itself drains so much of my GPU. That would be funny as hell. You know, they made that. They made that. There was a fishing game for a while that had a controller that would go ham and you had to reel it in. Of course, you know, unless you've dealt with, oh, what do you call it when you reel your shit in, like, the wrong way with a open cask reel, and it just nets all to hell, and you spend the next 6 hours trying to get it untangled. Oh, nothing beats that. It was, I forget the name of it. Oh shit, did we get it? Wait, no, we'll get the achievement when we get it, right? But we've only got 2 fish left. It would be interesting to imagine, like, especially if you're doing like VR fishing or something like that, make like a VR fishing game. As boring as that shit sounds, I would so play the hell out of that. Just have like a boring ass basic game, because see, in a VR setting, you could make it so that the fish kind of do their own thing and could take like 20 minutes to actually bite if they wanted to. And it would be like a full real life sim of fishing. That would be kind of cool, even if you couldn't move your area. Yeah, it would be so great. Oh, what was the, oh, so Final Fantasy XI had a weird thing. Final Fantasy XI way back in the day, that game was so hostile to the player, it was crazy. If you died at, like, a cap, let's say you were level 75, if you died, you lost like 3 days of XP grind. And if you died while leveling to get back that XP, you've now lost an additional 3 days of XP grind. But a thing that would happen is, let's say you wanted to craft your stuff. Well, there's a chance that things wouldn't work out if you were crafting, they would fail, and so on and so forth as well. But fishing. Fishing was great in town, but outside of town, everywhere, literally everywhere else, if you fish, you had a rare chance of catching fish that would come out and attack you. And the problem is some of these things you couldn't fight on your own, so you would need to have a group of people fishing in order to even survive it. Yeah, like if you were playing Final Fantasy XI, the game would be super unforgiving as is, right? So let's say you're fishing just like I'm doing right here, but in Final Fantasy XI, sometimes like it would be like, basically almost like the Pokemon thing, where it'd be like a wild monster appears, and then like a crab would spawn and start beating the hell out of you. But the thing that you fished up would be the level of the zone, right? So the way that Final Fantasy XI worked was outside of level 15, you couldn't do shit on your own. Like at level 10, really, you couldn't do shit on your own. You had to group up in a group, kind of make the old school Final Fantasy group of like 4 or 5 people. So because of that, none of the mobs in the zone would be killable on your own. Now, if you were way higher level than the zone, you could come through and be okay. But if you tried to do high level fishing, or honestly anything past halfway through your level, so let's say you're level 75, that means that anything past level 35 to 40, you really couldn't fish on your own, because there was a chance that it would literally just beat your ass and then de-level you. And back in the day also, you had the zone clean out of the zone with whatever aggro you had, because it didn't have aggro reset. It resets now. But back in the day, that was a new concept. That game was savage. Well, if you ever want to see what it looks like, because it's archaically old now, but it was a great time when it came out. It was legendary and groundbreaking for its time. But if you ever want to see, you can literally watch a 24/7 live feed of various cities. The Final Fantasy, either Square Enix or Final Fantasy 11 official YouTube has a live stream that shows the city, just constantly showing different, things of the city. Kind of cool. Trying to see if I see any more fishing holes. Alright, let's just keep on heading south and see what we find. Now, Final Fantasy XIV has one of the most intricate ones. You have different times of day, different fate. Oh, and they play the bait fish game, right? So, let's say you want to catch a legendary fish. Like what I'm doing, I'm catching rare fish and legendary fish and all that stuff. But if you're doing this in Final Fantasy XIV, you have to figure out what bait they need, and then you take that bait and you fish the zone. Well, you can't just use that bait to fish. No. You have to fish other fish. And some of those other fish may only spawn under certain conditions. So then you fish and you catch those fish, and then you use them as bait to catch the other fish. Sometimes this goes down in a 6-minute window once a week. For I think 2 of them in the game, they do that too. And you don't really get to pick that time. The server has a calendar where you can kind of predict it, like I think within a few days of it spawning. But Final Fantasy 11, I know I keep going between 14 and 11, but 11 was savage with their gardening. If you put something in the garden, you had to water it at the hour that was correlated to fire on the day that was correlated to Fire's Day, which is Friday, and the month that was correlated to fire, and you would almost be guaranteed to get this thing called some kind of like elemental flower pots or what they were called, but they would give you fire clusters or something like that, which were worth like insane amounts of money in the game. And it was like people would just line their apartments with these flower pots, and they would make it so you had to do this for 30 freaking days or something stupid like that, and it was insane. People did that for like a year or 2. But silly kind of things like that, you can't really get people to be super dedicated overdoing anymore when it can easily be done with botting, which would ruin the whole experience for everybody. That's one thing that kind of makes me worried about Quake 2, is the fact that back when Quake 2 came out, aimbots didn't exist. Quake 1 though was freaking nuts. Quake 1 was... It was a trip, man. Like, nice. One more fish to go. When Quake 1 came out, there was no web browser to find a game. There was no way to look up how to play a game. If you wanted to play a game with your friends, you had to find out their IP and dial in that way, or call their house. Literally call their modem. Silly stuff like that. By 6 months into Quake 1, we had WinQuake. By the way, originally you had to run Quake in DOS. So by the end of it, we had WinQuake, so you could run it in Windows natively. And then you could also use this thing called Quake Spy that had just started, where it sniffed out a whole bunch of IPs for Quake servers, or you could list them under servers. And then people could just look up a whole bunch of servers. So that was like the initial server browser for gaming. of SPS games. So literally by the time Quake 2 came around, it was just like, oh cool, and all this shit really kind of became mainstream. But it's interesting to think about Quake 1 in that regard, and the fact that before Quake 1 there was never any of that shit. It really has. It's amazing how times have changed. Also, oh god, I'm like dating myself. I had a voodoo card back in the day. It was baller. I think I had 128 megabit of graphics, or megabytes of graphics memory. And the thing was literally the size of the current graphics cards. It didn't have a radiator or anything on it, but the card itself was super huge. Oh, another thing. So you see this translucency in this water right here? See, you can see the ground, right? So I don't know what the effect's called now, but back in the day, there was this effect called stipple alpha, something like that. And if you had the voodoo card, Quake's water, holy shit, scared me. Quake's water would be transparent, like it is in Quake 2 now, right? But if you didn't have the graphics card, the voodoo graphics card, the water was not transparent. You couldn't see through it. So people who had the card could see through all the murky ass water and lava and everything else. So that was also a thing that originated with that game. Oop. I'm not sure what it was. It booped something. Sorry about that. Let's see, what was it? It won't tell me because I'm on my phone. Sorry, it was probably nothing major that it got you for. Within, like, I think 20 something seconds or so, you should be able to say something in. My filters are hyper... How do I put this? They still need a bit of tweaking. But when you do it all yourself, you can't really afford to not have hyper active. Like automons. It's funny because like you can say stuff like shit, and then it'll be like, "Would you like to send this through?" Hey, thanks. I can tell you because see, I like okay, you're supposed to be X age to buy a game, right? I don't even think that should. Well, maybe it did exist because like Mortal Kombat was out by then, but like, I was so underage playing that game. It was great though. Oh my god, was it ever? So you see, I lived in Louisiana when I played this game, right? Let me tell you another cool fact. When I played Doom 2 and Quake, I lived in Louisiana, and the crazy part is we had to dial into the same node to play the game or server thing that the people at id Software did, like the same like local regional thing, because there wasn't a lot of this back then. So I'm literally this underage kid playing these games, getting my ass handed to me by people like John Romero, and didn't even realize it till like years later, that kind of thing. But I think my favorite thing about that time was just the fact that it was literally like, it was like the Wild West. Like there were new leaps in technology every few months. It was insane. I just remember thinking to myself that like by the time Unreal Tournament came out in like 1999, they had gone so far at that point. There was a server browser, there was modability was key for that engine, the Unreal Engine, so it was like insane. I think Gary's mod had the most modability, but it didn't come till later. Oh, I don't even know what it is because I wasn't on my... I'm on my phone right now, so I can't pull up the mod tool for it to see what it was. I wouldn't, just to be safe, I wouldn't post it with dots. It doesn't allow links. So like if you're posting a link, you gotta like, you know, not use the dots, or maybe leave out the HTTP thing. And again, I need to tweak some of the settings from my moderation tools, but since it's literally just me, it's like the Wild West of like streaming. I tend to keep it on. I need to get my Discord fixed up, and then I can like give it with the link again. Oh yeah. Damn, I'll have to look into that one because it shouldn't be bopping it for that. It probably thought somehow that it was a hyperlink, but I'm not quite sure how. Oh, I see why, because it said you were spamming symbols? Weird. I'm sorry. Auto tools, am I right? Yeah, it'll do like a chat timeout thing or something like that, but it won't keep doing it. Well, this is cool. Well, it put me on the bridge. So, chat. So here's what I did. This is excellent. I totally effed up. So here's what's happening. On the other side of this bridge is a zone much like this one, right? I was on this side of the river, heading south. Well, this bridge right here, which we'll find out here shortly. This bridge is the entrance to Bangkorai. So when I was walking south along the water, I got close to this bridge and it dumped me into the other zone that's across the water. So what I need to do is from this point onward, stick to this side. So what I'm going to do now is basically figure out which way I'm going first off. Try not to die. Hopefully I don't get slaughterfish eaten. No slaughterfish? Okay. I'm down with this. So slaughterfish will sometimes come and eat you whenever you go into places where, you know, just like places where you're not supposed to be. Like if you swim out in the middle of nowhere into the water. Got him. Might as well get them all, right? Be thorough. Alright. Let's see how far I can go out here. So there's a group there and a group there. Oh, there's a pack here. Hell yeah! Those sell, chat. I don't really have a way of selling anything like auction house stuff right now, but they do sell. I love how this game rewards you for doing silly shit. Like I just looted a random backpack and got something good. So I think we have like 1 or 2 fish left. Cool bridge. I love how the bridge's architecture is like accurate to design and everything. Like Like it even has like truss and an arch and everything. Kitty! Looks like another fishing hole right over there. That's good. Nice. We got a rare fish, but not the one we need, but we're getting closer. I wonder how much time I have left on my food, though. That's the real question. 25 minutes. Maybe we'll get it. Very excited for a basic fish. I love how like it's literally like the lighthouse from like the Castle Rock Studios logo. I wonder if it's gonna keep raining. Oh, the main bit of the rain has showed up. It changed its stuff a little bit. Love it. The fog's rolling in from the storm and shit, and it gets hazy. I think one of my favorites so far was places like, was it Deshaun? There's a zone called Deshaun and there was Shadowfen next to it, but Deshaun had like a rumbling thunder off in the distance. It didn't rain so much as thunder off in the distance a lot. It still rained, but not as much. And because Shadowfen area had lots of bad storms, but the lightning would occasionally just go, and it would scare the shit out of me because I would just be chill, playing the game, 7.1 surround sound going, and the next thing you know, it's just like, and it's like a lightning bolt struck behind you. I'm hoping that we get this one soon. If we get this one soon enough, I can just change the stream over. Well, start a new one. But basically, I've got all the stuff that I need, like the thumbnail and everything made for doing like a Quake 2 stream. So if I get done soon enough, I might. Oh shit, they're back. First person grind. Got him. All right. Nice. So I learned a cool trick. The move, this one here, it gives me like 20% extra damage or something like that, and stamina regen, I think it is, which is that green bar. And there's a catch. Only regular attacks and heavy attacks. So basically your white damage attacks. The cool thing is that I have a move that spams 4 regular attacks. So it works out really well. That whole that's me hitting 4 times every time you hear it. It's like, come on, soon. We have 2 more fish to go. It's like, give me this. Nice. I wonder. I know in a few days I might do another Left 4 Dead 2 stream. Those are fun. Like, so it's important to note that you can beat the entirety of Left 4 Dead 1 or Left 4 Dead 2 in only a couple of hours. But they're fun because every time you play it, something different happens. Yeah, Left 4 Dead 2 is one of those like oldie but a goodies, and because of the Steam Deck, it kind of revived it. Plus, when Back 4 Blood had its thing, there was a thing with that. But it's fun, especially on campaign. Like if you're playing it with a group, it's really fun. I'll play it on it. So my goal is like I enjoy like just casually playing it. I've already done all my days of running expert games and all that stuff. So like now I just kind of casually run it on advanced. If people can't beat it on advanced, I'll drop it down to normal, that kind of thing. But also the mutations in that game are freaking amazing. So it's like mods that kind of came built into the game. There's this one called Tank Run, I think it's called, where every 30 to 45 seconds a new tank spawns on the map, so it's just you hauling ass away from tanks. There's no regular mobs, just tanks. But it's insane. If you check out some of my previous streams, I've got a couple of me running tank runs. But Special Delivery is literally the greatest freaking mod to ever happen in that game. You can set it to easy mode and still have the hardest time of your life. It replaces all the mobs in the game, except witches and tanks. They still spawn like normal. And it makes it so that every 30 to 45 seconds, I think it is, maybe a minute, 8 special infected spawn at the same time. The absolute freaking carnage it just creates is insane, because you'll have people try to run away, and the problem with that is that special infected can despawn and respawn on later parts of the map, but it doesn't count towards the other ones, so like you end up with even more, and it's silly. So it's almost like you're constantly being knocked down and have to get up, and you fight for like every square foot that you get. Occasionally you'll get a breakout moment where you can just haul ass, and that's good, but it's rough. I like it. So what happens with me in those games is, I guess because it's a fast-paced game and like a running shooter, I feel less claustrophobic, so I can do them. But like Call of Duty Zombies, when it was the Warzone version, that shit was awesome. But when it was the, you know, being stuck in a small area, that used to drive me nuts after a while, because I would feel like I'm kind of stuck. Like eventually you were fighting the eventuality that you wouldn't be able to outrun this stuff no matter what you did, which was kind of a bummer. But like in Left 4 Dead 2, it's all about keeping down the path. As long as you don't get to the end, you're safe. Something about that makes it funner for me. I don't know why. But Left 4 Dead 2 is fun. Like real fun. Also, if you have the copy of Left 4 Dead 2 that I have, Left 4 Dead 1 comes built in. So I can play Left 4 Dead 1's maps as well. Also, modding is so friendly on that game. Like, it's insane because it's a Steam game, right? You just go to the workshop, click on what you want. It's actually quite funny. I have been modding my shit. So I used to have the goblin from World of Warcraft, and it was it replaced the jockey. So you would just hear like all the goblin vendor like shit talking things that he would do. But then I replaced it recently, and I feel like it's even more scary. Are you familiar with the the Adoring Fan from Oblivion, from Elder Scrolls Oblivion? Where he's like, by the sewer, it's truly you. They did it in Starfield as well. That guy now takes the place of the jockey in my Left 4 Dead 2 game. So basically the Adoring Fan chases you down and just kind of suffocates you. It's terrifying. Oh, is this it? We did it! We did it! Ah! Look at that. Covenant Fisherman. That means we have fished every single zone in the entire Daggerfall Covenant. This was just one zone today, but we've gotten 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zones completed. We now have a dye called Covenant Fisher Blue. Not to be confused with this one, which was Pact Fisher Red. We still have to do these. But then once we complete that, I believe we have a few others. Let's see here. No, there's Cyril, Oregon. Oh, we still need to do Cold Harbor as well at some point. That'll be interesting. They're all foul. I would expect nothing less from Cold Harbor. That's the Daedric Lord of, scheming and vampires and a bunch of other shit. It's a really dark place. But holy shit, we did it, chat. You know what that means? I am literally going to go and get a snack, and I'm going to set up a Quake 2 stream, and I will be back here in about half an hour. Maybe even less, we'll see. But definitely tune in, and I will see y'all there in about 30 minutes or so. Okay, doke? Bye!